Okay, we're recording this video on Wednesday, the 16th of February 2022. It's just coming up to 8:57 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So, apologies, not been a video in the last couple of days, and that is because we have swell here in Honolulu on the island of Kauai. 6 to 10 foot yesterday and 6 to 9 foot today. Just unbelievably beautiful. The weather here has just been stunning for the last month and a half, so cannot complain at all. But it has also been an exciting few days on the market. We had our sell-off on Friday when the 44.50 support level kind of got broken. I said that was a really important level that needed to hold. And as soon as we broke it, there's the big kind of ranging bar through there. Bang, we're into a strong downtrend, which bottomed with a pullback to end of trend on the 15-minute chart on the lowest time frame. That happens to be a trending pattern that is syncing up with a cyclical pattern on the highest time frame. So pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame, syncing up with cyclical support on the highest time frame. So we've gone resistance to support on the highest time frame and a nice little trending move to the downside. Now, a couple of things. I didn't think when we did that on Monday that that was a real proper low, because it didn't strike me that it had kind of capitulation volume or a whole bunch of blue professional bars on the tip bar charts kind of come in there. Maybe a little bit of a killing fields pattern kind of testing into those lows, but it certainly wasn't kind of convincing to me. Although at the end of the day we could see that and say there's a high probability that this might kind of hold. So I was still short, but holding a reversal stop at 44.11. So I got taken out on that Monday night into Tuesday, and kind of my position reversed into a long position, and so I've been sitting on that since then with this nice little kind of move up and a test down. But with today's activity, a couple of things kind of gone on. So we haven't completed with a pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame. I suppose that's not really required because we have found support on the highest time frame here, so that didn't kind of run out. But market was so strong after the FOMC notes kind of came up, bang, we busted into an uptrend here, and all we got to do is get through this trailing stop on Better Pro-Am, and everything will kind of turn red in the background and show us a confirmed uptrend. For me, the only fly in the ointment is this pattern on Better Momentum. We've got a nice exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, flush pattern kind of down here as we come into those lows. But you can see every little move since the downward kind of retraces on Better Momentum has been weaker and weaker as we go. So that effectively we have a little bit of a trend line kind of setting up here on Better Momentum. Now, the market doesn't like that. On momentum, we tend to be better momentum is tracking the emotion in the market, and emotions in the market run from extremes, fear and greed. And so it's never a kind of straight pattern like this. It's always going to be jaggy and zigzaggy. And so this is going to have some kind of nasty move down at some point to test into those lows with better momentum. Now, when that's going to happen, I don't know. Is it going to be tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday? Potentially we're going into some kind of resistance on the highest time frame here. We'll wait and see. We are also bouncing off 44.80s kind of up here, and sometimes we do come down for a bounce before coming back up through. So don't be surprised if this is not just kind of clear sailing to the upside, that we do actually have a break of this on better momentum. We can look at these on kind of simplified charts as well, the 15-minute chart and the 45-minute kind of side by side with a simplified view of the indicators. We had our bullish kind of signal, triple signal kind of come in here at the end of January, and then on the 45-minute chart a couple of days later we had that. We then had our rally into overbought on better sine wave here, and we've had some weakness since then. But now we've got oversold on the 15-minute chart. We've also got exhaustion sell, bullish divergence flush. As soon as we break up through that trailing pro line, we're going to get another triple. I like these four. When we have the two signals kind of come close together and then we test back in, having gone through an overbought into an oversold. So we have oversold here in the background of this kind of oversold signal kind of going on. That is kind of looking good. Now, just I'm looking at this chart, I'm looking at these signs of strength and signs of weakness. We now have these released on the indicators. As soon as I've finished this video, I will put them up onto the website. So if you're a subscriber to the indicators, you can download them from your account page. And at some point, I'll do a how-to kind of video about what they show. But I get those out there because people have been asking. Just quickly on the tick bar charts during today's activity, it was one of those days FOMC were kind of waiting for the notes to come out and see what kind of happens subsequently. But it was still kind of good for some good little nice pop on the indicators. We had beginning of the day on the 500 tip bar chart, all these signs of weakness, and we sell off, but then we kind of bottom out here with some triple signals going on here. We have a little bit of a rally, into exhaustion, buy, bearish divergence, flush, and then another couple of signals come in to show us that this move is going to happen, and it sells off nicely, and we get before the FOMC notes kind of come out, we have a triple signal here, and just as the announcement kind of comes out, we get another triple signal there. Huge amount of volatility with the announcement, there always is, but it leads into a really nice rally into the end of the day where we had signs of kind of weakness going on here, and we've kind of sold off 20 points from the highs there made just before the end of the day. On the 1500 tip bar chart, it was also kind of nice for signals. There's our beginning of the day. We sell off. We have a triple signal here, and that's kind of showing the way for the rest of the day. Yes, huge amount of volatility around just before the FOMC, and we test down into those lows, but you can see more blue professional bars kind of came in here just before those announcements, and then bang, we raced to the upside. So on the 1500 tip bar chart, yep, we're overbought. We haven't had an exhaustion signal. We haven't had a signal, but we're looking a little bit weak at the moment. So that's all I have to say about the E-mini charts, but I must admit I'm seeing quite a few kind of things starting to set up, and possibly, you know, the beginnings of the end of a this move in the commodities, which has been, you know, really strong for a year. Just starting to see some signs of kind of weakness. First of all, let me just show you the 10-year chart. This is the 460-minute alongside the daily chart here, and we're oversold at this point. We've had exhaustion sell over the last couple of days. It could be with the FOMC announcement that people will start to rethink that kind of sell-off that we've had in the 10-year, you know, which has been going on for, you know, months and months now. We need blue professional bars to come in on the daily chart here, but that's looking interesting. And then we back it down to the tick bar charts, the 3000 and 9000 tip bar charts. We're starting to bottom here, so we've got some signals going on. Blue professional bars oversold, triple signal kind of comes in here, and we're starting to see some strength. So I wonder if today was a really important day for the bonds, kind of down there where we could see a little bit of strength kind of coming into bonds. So that's going on there. In terms of the commodities, though, on the daily chart on the crude, 460-minute in the daily chart here, I wouldn't see that there's anything kind of interesting in terms of blue professional bars kind of going on there. But on the tick bar charts, we definitely had some signals which kind of led to this kind of sell-off. We got up to 93s. We had triple signals kind of going on here, and then a test and under the lip kind of signal here, and we kind of sold off from 93, 92s down to, what is that, almost 88s kind of down here. So that was a little bit of a shock on the crude trade, but no blue professional bars on these highest time frames, so not calling a kind of change in trend there, but it's just interesting. And then copper. Copper, we've been doing nothing for months and months on copper on the daily chart here. The last time we had blue professional bars was kind of March, April time, which is, you know, an age away. But it's been a little bit weak over the last few days here, with triple signals kind of going on here, and then a big move in terms of blue professional bars and exhaustion buy there at 480 a couple of days ago. And then when you back it down to the tick bar charts, you can see that move there. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, overbought, and we get a triple signal on the 900 tip bar chart, and also followed up by the 2700 tip bar chart, and we're under the lip here on both of those. So is it you know, if we start to crack this level at this point here, that was all that blue professional activity kind of getting short, and we're going to get ourselves into a downtrend on copper. And then daily charts for corn and soybeans, I mean, these have been in massive rallies, but again, on the daily charts of corn, a whole bunch of blue professional bars with exhaustion buy. We're kind of overbought at this point. And then soybeans, the same thing on the daily chart, exhaustion buy, whole bunch of blue professional bars starting to have some kind of triple signals going on here. So I just see some important commodities, you know, soybeans, corn, copper, possibly crude, starting to max out on the upside, and we've run pretty hard. So, and everybody's talking about inflation, you know, producer price index is up strongly and so on, but, you know, has that run its course, and we're just going to have some profit taking here, and it's going to kind of settle down. So, and then just a quick review of the Euro chart and the Swiss Franc chart. Video out a couple of weeks ago saying, starting to see strength there, and it's just been backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards on those because, you know, we've got all the uncertainty with Russia and the Ukraine, what the Fed's going to do, what they're going to raise rates, how much, how fast, and so on. Just those signals are there in the background. We got our triple signals, and with yesterday's activity here, we had some blue professional bars kind of come in as a stair-step trade on the euro on the 460-minute chart. So it's still there, kind of sitting there as a potential area of strength, and the Swiss franc on the daily chart as well. We've had that signal kind of go off. We tested into those lows, and again, with this activity over the last couple of days, there was a stair-step trade, blue professional bars kind of coming at those lows, and it is definitely kind of holding at this point. So haven't forgotten about those signals. We're just waiting for something, you know, significant to happen on those Forex charts. So there we go. That's what I'm looking at on my charts today. Hope your trading is going well, and looking forward to Thursday.